Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Oaktree Dugout. It has been a while. We know it's been a while. We can see that through the thickness of my beard. The last time we did this, I was clean shaven, and look at me now. So it's been a while. It's good to be back. So, of course, today we're going to be talking about the absolutely riveting and engaging India West Indies series, right? So much to talk about there. I can't even joke about that. That is something we can't even joke about. We're talking about something fun today. We're actually talking about the IPL auctions coming up this weekend. Lots to talk about. The fifth mega auction. So many big talking points here. A lot of teams need captains. Squads need filling up. And I've got the whole gang here with me. GK, Nirav, what's up, guys? Good to have you here.
Thank you for having us here. Thank you very much. Not like you have a choice. You do report directly to us. You have to have us here. है ना? क्या करेगा बेचारा?
You got to put on the show.
क्या कर सकता है बेचारा? कोई चॉइस ही नहीं है उसको. हमने एक बार ही बोल दिया कि आपको आना पड़ेगा तो फिर आना पड़ेगा. टैग पढ़ो ना, टैग फाउंडर. नीरज को भी दिखाओ जल्दी से. सर का भी दिखाओ. फुल फ्रेम करो.
दिखाओ फुल स्क्रीन में टैग लगाओ इधर. Yes.
There we go.
Co stands for company.
So, of course, Tanmay Bhat will be joining us in some time, but until then, it's just us. So, GK, I'm going to start with you. You've been covering the auctions for a while. What was your first memory of the first auction you covered? What was that like? Which one was it?
Super exciting, man. They've almost all been at ITC Gardenia in Bangalore, which I have to tell you is a very leaky venue, right? So there are hotels that are safe, and there are hotels that, that are just kind of security-wise, अच्छी तरह barricade हो जाते हैं. And some of them are leaky. कि लोग ना यहाँ वहाँ से आ सकते हैं. And the thing with the auction is, you feel like it's not that star-studded, right? Because, hey, none of the athletes are there, not really too many of them. I know Viru Sehwag has been at a few, and that always attracts interest. But you have people from film, and you have people from television, and there's enough names around. So there's enough people trying to leak into the venue from everywhere. But that's outside. Inside the room, I think that it's just fantastic. And I remember one year as being kind of the face of the broadcast with extra innings. I opened the auction and kind of welcomed everybody before Richard Madley came on. So, I think that was the year it was Pepsi IPL. I think it was Pepsi IPL tha, and Ranbir had come. So just to introduce him, to speak, to kind of flag things off, etc. That was one of his sponsor commitments, I think, with Pepsi. तो वो आया था मतलब almost ribbon काटने auction का. तो I started that. There is this I can't explain the excitement that is there in the room. There is this kind of air. It's supercharged, but at the same time it's relaxed. बड़ा समझाना बड़ा मुश्किल है. So also एक छोटे से ballroom में there is almost 500, 600, 700 crores that's going to be spent over the day or 2 days. तो वो भी सोच के बहुत ही interesting लगता है. It's also very interesting. One fact that I find very interesting: all the team owners are people who have immensely deep pockets, right? For them, it's money, no object. This is the first time that they come shopping with a limit. It's like they have pocket money. कि बस इतना ही खर्च सकते हो, उससे ज्यादा नहीं खर्च सकते. उससे ज्यादा खर्चोगे तो फिर टाई ब्रेकर होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा. पर अभी आपके पास इतने ही पैसे हैं. Even you're the biggest industrialist or the biggest movie star in the world, पर इतने ही पैसे. ऐसा नहीं कह सकते आपके मुझे ये वाला क्रिकेटर चाहिए तो मैं 400 crore खर्च दूंगा. मुझे पता है आपके पास है, पर आप नहीं खर्च सकते. Sorry. And we have somebody here who also has 400 crores in Bitcoin.
First player of this auction we've got here with us. First player on the marquee list. Tanmay Bhat.
दिखाओ इनका slide बनाया ना आपने auction के लिए.
Yeah, so Tanmay, we got a special slide made for you. Our first pick of the auction. Let's go. Tanmay Bhat from Bombay.
Just some slight corrections on the slide. It's close to 10 million subs, including all the channels that I have.
Price goes up. Base price goes up.
And it's 12 cred ads.
I feel like the housemates is also wrong, right? Because I think the puppy is not being included in this.
The puppy is not being included. You're right.
But this is all pushes your base price up then.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Inflationary
1 million Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes तो नहीं आता लिप सिंक करके.
Before Tanmay joined, we had people saying, "Is this clickbait? Tanmay looks different today." Like, so we
How's
Yeah,
it going, guys?
is this a screen? What is this behind you? Is this a projector screen? पीछे white
That's
क्या है?
my bathroom.
Oh, naughty.
You mean the door? You mean this door? This one?
And then the white screen behind.
White screen behind you.
That's just the wall. That's just the wall. But
Oh.
projector is a nice idea. Maybe I should do a
Right,
projector.
all Asian paints.
Ah.
Arjan, relax.
Sir,
सबके नाम.
हर घर कुछ कहता है.
Tide detergent.
What has been your favorite? Tanmay, let's ask you actually. Shubhi was just asking me what has been my impressions of when I've been at the auction, and I've been there all the time, and it's always like one or two of my favorite days in the year because there's so much excitement. It's so supercharged, the environment. पर वो अंदर से तो बहुत ही मजेदार लगता है. But for you watching it and following it, and we all know you're a big cricket fan. What has been the exciting thing for you about this auction?
I mean, the auctions are a really fun, like they're really fun to watch because a bunch of really old, unathletic people are making athletic choices. That is always fun to watch. Like the oldest people in a cricket ground ever to enter a cricket ground are sitting and they're making notes. And I always wonder, like, what are they even saying? They're saying, "Iska off spin acha hai." Like, who cares? Like, what are you doing? So that's always fun to watch.
What are they writing in those notes? That's damn
What are they
interesting.
writing in those notes? Gaurav, you should know
In
this.
Sabkela, they all have. So there are. I'll tell you things that I do know. There are names that all these teams want to go for, right? So they make. By the way, they do mock auctions. All these teams do mock auctions. फिर auction बोल रहा हूँ मैं. क्या हो गया मेरे को? I'm glitching. Auctions. They all do mocktions in their conference rooms and all days before, where they all sit and they simulate how it would be, who would come. क्योंकि इतने variables हैं उसमें, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि लॉट क्या आ रहा है, ठीक है, आपको पता है कि से 2 करोड़ के बैटर्स आ रहे हैं, 2 करोड़ के बॉलर आ रहे हैं, पर वो किस ऑर्डर में आएंगे किसी को नहीं पता. गौतम गंभीर सबसे पहले आ गया, उसको 2.5 करोड़ मिल गए, राइट?
Look, there is a sense of पता नहीं पैसे कहाँ डाले, irrespective of how you do, right? It's always whenever you make a big purchase, there is some regret at the end of that purchase, irrespective, because once you have it, you're like, what's the point of this? So no matter how much they prepare, at the end of it, थोड़ी तो लगने वाली है कि पता नहीं भाई क्या करके आए. Like that feeling won't go.
I think everybody who does the big buys, no, I'm sure इतने एक्साइट होते हैं वहां पे. और फिर देखो 4 मैच के बाद ना पंजाब ने अपने दोनों बॉलर जो 15 करोड़ के एसेट थे वो दोनों बिठा दिए थे बेंच पे. लास्ट ईयर राइली मेरेडिथ,
तीनों Jai Richardson and Cottrell.
all of them were terrible.
8 करोड़ का कॉट्रेल.
तीनों थे ना. राइली मेरेडिथ 8 पे था मेरे ख्याल से.
Yeah.
And Jai Richardson went for a lot, like 12-13 types. And there was
My
Sheldon
favorite
Cottrell.
was, I don't know if you guys saw, last year RCB took out a video after that Steve Smith incident, right? कि दिल्ली ने Steve Smith को खरीदा 2.1 करोड़ में. पहली bid थी RCB की. Mike Hessen put up the thing for Steve Smith saying 2 crores, and Delhi put another bid of 2.1 crores, and RCB didn't put another bid. And Delhi got it for 2.1 crores, and Delhi is celebrating, and you cut to the Bangalore table, and they are laughing and high-fiving.
Yeah.
भाई कुछ समझ ही नहीं है. मैं कहीं इनने रियलाइज नहीं किया कि इनको मिला नहीं है, ये हो क्या रहा है. Then they released a video after, and their content strategy is also very cool now, क्योंकि हमारा जो क्रिकबस का content head था वो अब RCB के पास चला गया है, तो उसने एक वीडियो निकाला बाद में कि they had decided that they are going to do a few decoys like this because nobody would allow, सबके पास कम पैसे थे ना, so nobody would allow Bangalore to get away with a steal. Like, how can you get Steve Smith for 2 crores? So somebody else will bid, then they'll have to take him. Bangalore doesn't want it anyway. किसी और के 2 करोड़ कम हो जाएंगे.
Yeah, this is like, it's like Shark Tank, no? It's like Ashneer Grover हर startup पे थोड़े बहुत तो पैसे offer कर ही देता है, just so Aman gets booted up.
We have Vibhu in the chat saying, why do teams make strategies when Madam Zinta is coming with a purse of 72 crore? I think while we were talking about Punjab in the auction are just, what are they? They're just starting afresh. They've gone back to square one so many times. At this point, they can make a full football field with all those squares. So
Square zero.
कितना है बजट इस बार सारी टीम का, गौरव?
90.
90 करोड़.
90 करोड़ है, अच्छा। और
90
सबसे
करोड़ total। किसी के पास भी पूरे 90 नहीं है, सबने एक दो रिटेन कर ही लिए।
अच्छा,
ये देखो,
अच्छा।
ओहो,
सबसे ज्यादा
Oh,
पैसे
graphics team. Well done, graphics team.
टू गुड, टू गुड, टू गुड।
सो पंजाब एज
कहाँ है
यूजुअल,
पंजाब का? हाँ, पंजाब 72,
On top.
not bad. They've got,
पंजाब के पास सबसे ज्यादा पैसे क्यों है?
क्योंकि उन्होंने सबसे कम
क्योंकि वो
प्लेयर
सबसे ज्यादा
रिटेन,
खर्चते हैं।
नहीं पर सबसे कम प्लेयर रिटेन किए उन्होंने।
Retain only 2.
किसको
उन्होंने
रिटेन
सिर्फ
किया
दो
उन्होंने?
रिटेन किया है, उन्होंने रिटेन किया है मयंक अग्रवाल और रिटेन किया
Harshdeep.
रवि बिश्नोई।
नहीं,
अच्छा,
Harshdeep Singh.
हर्षदीप,
Bishnoi
सॉरी,
gone.
रवि बिश्नोई को भी छोड़ दिया उन्होंने, वो तो
अरे
लखनऊ
यार।
चला गया।
अच्छा।
हाँ, तो इन्होंने क्या क्या प्लेयर छोड़े हैं? इन्होंने छोड़े हैं केएल राहुल, आई थिंक
केएल राहुल को छोड़ा है।
KL
हाँ।
decided to go.
या ही डिडंट वांट टू स्टे।
Shami.
पर
How much Shami?
वो जय वीरू में मयंक एक रह गया, एक चला गया। यू नो दे बेस्ट पैल्स, राइट? दे आर लाइक बेस्ट
Who?
पैल्स।
Bangalore boys.
शमी एंड राहुल।
नहीं, राहुल एंड मयंक
ओके।
बेस्ट पैल्स ग्रोइंग अप, मतलब बेस्ट मैन एट ईच अदर्स वेडिंग टाइप के, मैं नाचूंगा तेरी शादी पे टाइप के बेस्ट पैल्स हैं। मैं इंटरनेशनल से छुट्टी लूंगा जब तेरी शादी होगी, आई थिंक ये भी करके गए थे। एक बार ही गया था वो, आई थिंक एरन नो स्टीव स्मिथ छोड़ के गया था $100,000 किसी की शादी के लिए वापस पूना से। वुड यू टेल मी समथिंग तन्मय, फॉर योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स वेडिंग वुड यू लेट गो 70 lakhs, 70 लाख रुपए?
No. See, I think I've surrounded myself with friends who would understand. I think.
Yeah, no,
So-
message in the chat. Do you think Mayank has a justified price of 12 crore? What do you guys think? Nirav?
Yes.
12 crore?
गौरव तो सारे क्रिकेटर्स को पर्सनली जानता है, तो उससे तो
Yeah,
यार,
नहीं,
मतलब
नहीं,
अभी जस्टिफाइड प्राइस पॉइंट क्या है? He's performed for continuously ना, मतलब अभी you pay whatever you negotiate, right? This was a negotiated fee, no?
As Mayank has
Was it
been
Mayank?
declared captain yet though, right? So they've not declared that he's going to captain the side yet.
आई थिंक दे शुड। ए देख, बहुत बढ़िया ये
It
कमेंट
depends who they get, no?
शौविक ने बोला ना, शौविक साहब ने बोला है कि जीके हाफ पैंट पहन के बैठा है। और क्यों भाई, हम कौन सा किसी की शादी में आए हैं यहाँ पे, हैं? क्यों पहनूं,
70 लाख नहीं मिल रहे।
क्यों पहनूं फुल पैंट? 70 लाख मिलते भी तो नहीं पहनता फुल पैंट में।
नहीं, 70 लाख मिलते तो फुल पैंट पहनता, टाई भी पहनता।
सर फुल पैंट मैंने पिछले 1.5 साल में 2 बारी पहनी है, जब मुझे कोर्ट जाना था। अब आगे मत पूछो क्यों, पर 2 बारी कोर्ट जाना।
ट्रैफिक वायोलेशन।
पर या सॉरी, सो पंत इज 16 करोड़। तो बाकी भी बहुत प्लेयर्स हैं। सबसे महंगा इज केएल राहुल एक्चुअली। केएल को 17 मिले ना लखनऊ से,
Yeah.
17 या 18?
Joint highest with Kohli. That's an IPL record.
नहीं सर, कोहली का कम है।
कोहली का 15 है ना?
कोहली
No,
का 15 है, रोहित
before,
का
not
16
this
है।
auction. Not this auction. पहले.
पहले का क्या है? पहले तो अरे पहले का थोड़ा ना बोल सकते हैं। पहले तो ज्यादा पैसे गौतम गंभीर ने भी कमाए थे। अब भी बोलो अभी का। So yeah, 16 is Rohit, 16 is Rishabh Pant, 18 is KL Rahul. Yeah, yeah. हाँ,
17 is Rahul.
KL is 17.
17.
crores.
Fourth row white.
ठीक है, स्टोइनिस बैठा है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में। उसने तो ऑलरेडी एक सी फेसिंग बंगला खरीद लिया है गोल्ड कोस्ट पे।
बढ़िया।
इसको 9.25 करोड़ पे मिल गए।
विराट को कितने मिल रहे हैं? 18 करोड़ मिल रहे हैं।
15 करोड़ मिलते हैं उसको। और फिर उसके
15
बाद he's got some endorsement deals also, no, with the company.
And shares, नहीं?
अब तो 15 करोड़ कितने सेव करेगा? तो अभी तो नॉनवेज भी तो नहीं खा रहा है विराट अभी तो। बहुत ही पैसे सेव कर रहा है विराट।
पर टोफू ज्यादा महंगा हो गया यार।
टोफू is more expensive, that's true.
टोफू
Healthy
is
food
more
is more
expensive than chicken.
And kale.
Why are we?
केएल राहुल।
Kale.
17
Chris
मिलियन।
Gale. Chris Gale.
Chris
Not in
Gale।
the auction this time. But Nirav, why don't we start with you and we go around? What was your most memorable moment from the auction? Like any bidding war which you remember in particular, which just stands out to you?
Well, obviously the first bidding war was something. I mean, when it was with 2010 or was it 11? 10. I think
The Pollard
10
one?
it was. It wasn't a mega auction. I think it was just with two teams. It was Mumbai and Bangalore going after Pollard, right?
Yeah.
उस टाइम कैप भी होता था, एक सैलरी कैप होता था. You couldn't get more than I mean, players couldn't be given more than a certain price.
I think it
amount,
was
and I think what was it?
2 million or
750, 1 million, some. कुछ था मुझे.
Million
Yeah,
and a
speaking
half
about
dollars.
millions, my favorite. Sorry.
डॉलर उस वक्त 40 का था, by the way. Just saying.
पहली बार, हाँ, correct.
हाँ.
So for me, the best auction was before the first player auction, when the teams were auctioned. So I remember, thinking, there were a lot of talks of millions of dollars, and this company bought this team for X million dollars, and they were talking hundreds of millions of dollars. And just it
110
was
million.
whatever it. I think the whole overall the price range was in the 3,500 crores or some number like that back then. It's 2008. Right, I think maybe it was 2-3 months before the IPL, 3 months before the IPL, and for me it was Gaurav. I don't know if you remember that, but it was like just seriously a lot of money at that time, right? Unheard of sums of money. Ki itna value, for me at that time I was obviously hell bent on making a film, but उस time idea लग गया था कि cricket में career है अब हम लोगों का. तो इतने पैसे लोग फेंक रहे हैं तो हम we are cricket में घुस जाते हैं, I think that was the.
तो ये जो players
देख रहे हो ना घर मेरा.
Got a super
आलीशान बंगला तुम्हारा.
Well, Chris Morris could get 16 crores. It is fair for Mank to get 12 crores for his performance, for his potential. Acha.
Let's be with him. Sums up RCB.
Fair point.
Gaurav, see, I'm a
$5 दिए इसके लिए यार. बहुत करोड़ भी कर रहे हो. दिए $5.
यार, I am a cricket fan, but I don't know a lot of basic things. Okay, जैसे ये players को पैसे टीम देती है कि IPL देता है, मतलब ये टीम के गिफ्ट है.
तो देखो,
अच्छा, और
हाँ पूछो,
समझा दो.
तो IPL ये एक बेसिक हाउ द मनी फ्लोज एक बार समझा दो ना.
ठीक है, मैं समझा. तो एक टीम इन्होंने टीम खरीदी थी, तो 10 साल पहले टीम खरीदी थी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुंबई इंडियंस ने खरीदी थी टीम, उस वक्त था $110 million, यानी कि हुआ 450 करोड़. अब ये 450 करोड़ इनको लाइसेंस फी बेसिकली देनी थी 10 साल के लिए, फ्रेंचाइज फी. तो एवरी ईयर दे गिव व्हाटएवर 45 करोड़. सो एवरी टीम वुड गिव, जिसका 40 था, जिसका 35 था, एवरी ईयर दे गिव दैट. So that allows you to license this team from BCCI as a franchise.
ऐसे नीता अंबानी ने ऐसे कर दिया और बस गिर गए पैसे, और तब से वो लोग बस कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है.
Yeah, तो पर 10 years के बाद this license fee is stopped.
Okay.
Now they pay nothing to BCCI to own the team. Now only money comes. Now how do they earn the money? They earn the money from the TV rights and the central sponsorship. Central sponsorship
that gets split between all the teams.
All the teams. So there is
and does it get split equally, or are they like ये टीम की कुछ ब्रांडिंग खराब है, ये कलर कौन यूज करता है?
I think there is a ratio of the performance last year. I think उस order में मिलता है.
They get bonuses.
Biggest chunk is
winners and all get bonuses, but otherwise a lot of the TV rights and all gets it's pretty equal. BCCI takes their chunk and then the rest is divided. So the 16,500 crores that Star has spent for 5 years, and then the teams didn't have to give BCCI any money in years 11 to 15. So which means that they've just been super in profit for the last 5 years.
अच्छा, तो मेरे को कोई भी टीम से ब्रांड इंक्वायरी आएगी तो मुझे डबल चार्ज करना चाहिए बेसिकली. ट्रिपल सॉरी, ठीक है, बस कंफर्म.
और 4 times है ना, क्योंकि उसका 1/4 तब मुझे दोगे ना फॉर एडवाइस.
हाँ, करेक्ट. तो अभी मैं बैंगलोर शिफ्ट हो गया, तो आरसीबी से कोई देख रहा है तो हाय
गाइस. हाय. So cute, cred ads, 12 of them.
बढ़िया. तो
to feed at home, please.
और पर टीम को ग्राउंड के टिकट के पैसे भी मिलते थे.
ग्राउंड के टिकट के पैसे भी मिलते हैं, और फिर सारे जो होर्डिंग लगाते हैं अपने, इफ यू रिमेंबर के बैंगलोर जब टीम शुरू हुई थी तो उनका कभी यहाँ पे एक विस्की, एक बियर, एक ये, तो मैं उनको कहता था, मैंने कहा पूरा बार का मेन्यू तुम्हारे टी-शर्ट में लगा है, यहाँ पे मसाला पीनट्स भी लगा दो तो मेन्यू कंप्लीट हो जाएगा.
साइड पे हल्दीराम लगा के घूम सकते हैं, बढ़िया लगेगा.
देते हुए जाएंगे ऐसे. तो वो भी पैसे उनके पास आते हैं. टिकट फीस भी उनके पास आता है. उसमें दिल्ली बेचारे, दिल्ली हैज द टफेस्ट बिकॉज़ दे हैव टू गिव हाफ देयर टिकट्स टू पॉलिटिशियंस, एंड तू जानता नहीं मेरा बात कौन है.
करेक्ट.
All those people. But
and it's the smallest ground, I think. No, it's capacity wise it's the smallest ground also.
And it's the worst because all these people ना, ये सब जो अपने high and mighty VIPs of Delhi हैं, वो सब टिकट मंगा लेते हैं पर आते नहीं है देखने. पॉकेट्स में ना खाली दिखता है. सब आते नहीं. So they get that money. Now out of that, what do they spend? They spend of course on whatever their marketing, their staff, their players, equipment, and renting the stadium from the association.
अच्छा, got it.
So that's the money
And
they
they have to
spend.
pay bijli pani.
Bijli pani.
पानी के खर्चे होते हैं.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
Nagarjun in the comments saying Tanmay is getting all his info from GK to create a new video. Tanmay?
Though I'll get out of GK anyway.
I think
By the way,
this is not his vlog. This is not his vlog. This is our life. We will be vlog later.
ये देखो क्या लिखा है, मुंबई इंडियंस को 3 साल के लिए 100 करोड़ रुपए मिले स्लाइस से. स्लाइस के वो ड्रिंक की वो कार्ड.
नहीं, this is a financial team company है, some random.
स्लाइस कार्ड्स, नो क्रेडिट कार्ड.
Yeah.
नहीं क्या ये क्या कह रहे 100 करोड़ नहीं
फिनटेक ब्रांड स्लाइस.
आई थिंक शर्ट फ्रंट बिकती है यार 12 करोड़ के बीच में.
12 करोड़ शर्ट फ्रंट पे. अच्छा
नहीं, ये तो ये पब्लिक डोमेन नॉलेज है ना अभी तो. इट्स कमिंग पब्लिक डोमेन. ये 100 करोड़ का कोई डील है, पता नहीं क्या क्या मिल रहा है उसमें, बट शर्ट अपार्ट फ्रॉम शर्ट फ्रंट. हाँ, नया डील है, कल आया था.
We must discuss this with all the content that we make.
Yes. we are also getting a bigger slice.
Oh.
Aniruddha in the comments saying, Gaurav, any favorite memory of yours regarding MS Dhoni? Anything in the auction you remember about MS?
MS doesn't come
only once.
Can't come to the auction. He can't come to the auction, but he runs that team. So what the great thing about that team is that he's been given a carte blanche, and why not? It's so successful the way he has run the team. So usko khulli chhoot hai. In fact, I quite like the fact that he retained himself as the number 2 pick, so that they could have more money, the most money to give to Jadeja. They gave him 16 crores and he's taken 12 crores, which is quite amazing. So, but I have to tell you my favorite memory.
I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad that he lost the extra 4 crores.
He's doing
just on the record. Yeah, he's doing well. I think he's fine. कुछ तो कमाया होगा ना इतने सालों में, कुछ तो basic.
चूल्हा पानी चल जाता होगा, ऐसी कोई बात
नहीं. मतलब if it's a tough year, maybe the dogs will eat a little less, but I'm sure he'll manage.
All 45 of them.
All 45 of them. Yeah.
Dude, he's still doing I think he does more commercials than Virat does.
Correct.
I'm confused.
So there was that one IPL where every ad was Ranveer Singh, MS Dhoni, Ranveer Singh, MS Dhoni. Like they just alternated.
Yeah.
It also depends whether you're watching it on Star or Hotstar. There's a lot more of Ranveer on Hotstar, I feel.
मैं कल के कॉल पे था जहाँ पे again IPL time is great because everybody wants me to write ads around this time. So I was on a call and all the references are all exclusively Dhoni references, okay? And the brief is कि हम कैसे एक ऐसे धोनी टाइप, okay, धोनी टाइप को लेके हम कैसे 30 ऐड बना सकते हैं, क्योंकि आईपीएल के टाइम पे इतना खर्चा करते हैं लोग. They're like, क्योंकि आईपीएल के टाइम पे इतना बच जाता है, बाकी टाइम पे वो ऐड चलते नहीं, उनकी फेटिंग आ जाती है. So if we can we think of creative where we can just use Dhoni for like 10 seconds like this, okay, and shoot 20 of these creatives at one go and run them through the year. So you're right, Dhoni is really raking it in.
You know how much money you have to spend? I think 2 years ago, Star had said that minimum ticket size, if you want to be an advertiser during IPL, is 50 crores. कि 50 करोड़ के ऐड खरीद रहे हो मिनिमम, तो फिर आओ. ये अगर गरीबों की तरह 4-5 करोड़ के ना, सब 2 बार ही चला देना ऐड. भाई जाओ, फोन ही नहीं उठाएंगे. So yeah, that's why they want. That's why the fatigue, right? Because the minimum commitment is that you have to play these many ads. But I'll tell you my favorite thing that I saw, which you couldn't see on television, even though with like 15 cameras inside. But I saw it because I was sitting right there in the room. Deccan Chargers नाम की एक टीम होती थी, right? Deccan Chargers में there was Deccan Herald नाम का newspaper था. Tanmay, I don't know if you remember it. लगा ना full screen वापस? शक्ल तो देख.
I remember Deccan Herald, yeah.
Yeah. So उसमें there was their owner called Ram Reddy. वो लंबे बाल होते थे उनके.
Of course.
Yeah, this long hair and this mustache, and his daughter was Gayatri Reddy. So Gayatri first auction that she
Deccan
came for,
Chronicle, I think, right? Deccan Chronicle, not Deccan Herald. Was it?
Deccan Chronicle, sorry.
Chronicle.
She came for the auction the first time, so getting into the business and everything. So yeah, this paddle is damn important. Huh? Who holds the paddle is a very important thing. It doesn't move around. अगर आपने कमिटमेंट कर दी सुबह, तो वो एक ही उठाता है, गुड लक और ये ना टोटके और टशन और सब कुछ. So one person is supposed to lift the paddle. If you notice, he's always got the paddle for Punjab, right? So he will do. So they had decided that year Ram Reddy won't, but Gayatri will, who's his daughter. So she will lift the paddle.
Gayatri was ready.
Gayatri was ready for the paddle. So we're saying she would not. couple of times I noticed it would just be like very sudden. Like he's not consulting the table. VVS Lakshman, Muralitharan कुछ बोल रही है. How unilaterally कैसे decide करी है यार? She's just started. It's a big decisions. थोड़ा पास जाके देखूं. So what happened is she was sitting on the chair like this. Her dad was sitting on the chair behind. Every time he wanted to bid, he would kick her chair.
Hilarious. वो पैडल पे do they come with set numbers or can you write anything on it? Like are you allowed to write? You can be like मेरे को प्यास लगी है. कुछ भी कर सकता है क्या इंसान की क्या है इसके ऊपर? बस करो कितना खरीद रहे हो?
On the paddle,
ये पुराने ये फिल्म वाले ऑप्शन नहीं है. So पैडल में नहीं लिखना होता 15 करोड़.
अच्छा okay.
That is just your. This is my intention. अच्छा पुरानी फिल्मों से ना हमें लगता था कि ऑक्शन ऐसा होता है कि आदमी खुद बोलता है 10 करोड़ 12 करोड़.
करेक्ट.
पता ही नहीं था कि ऑक्शनियर होता है एक.
साइलेंट ऑक्शन में कोई खरीदता भी है प्लेयर तो सब ऐसे करते हैं. No, you know what this is? This is a silent clap. No, you don't know.
Oh, this.
You don't know that? Yeah, this is called a silent clap. स्कूल में नहीं कराते थे कभी-कभी.
नहीं हमारे तो नहीं कराते थे स्कूल में. कहते थे मचाओ शोर मचाओ ताली बजाओ सबके लिए.
ठीक है.
But I do. Deaf people can't hear, no? So it's this is the sign for that.
Oh, really?
Oh, it is for hearing impaired.
Got it.
But on this paddle thing, there's an interesting story involving Dhoni's retention. Because CSK and MI were going head to head, right, to get him. So the guy from CSK would raise his paddle really late each time. So he said we knew we were going for him no matter what. But he's like, I would pretend to talk to the team. I would look stressed. And last minute, मैं उठाता था. So then when the price went to, I think about 1.4 million, he looked around and he was just raising it so late that the Ambani started celebrating कि we got Dhoni. And then in the last minute, he raised his paddle. And then they got it. So this paddle politics is also pretty interesting, which goes on.
The one person you're talking about is VB Chandrasekhar. VB Chandrasekhar is ex-India opener. He used to wear this, I think, Nirav, he wore an orange crash helmet, right? He used to wear a different color helmet while batting. So he was an opener. And he's a very nice, soft-spoken, very revered figure in Tamil Nadu cricket. Right-hand man of N. Srinivasan at India Cements, running there. I don't know if you know, Tanmay, but India Cements is the biggest benefactor of cricket in Tamil Nadu. Means if you have even, they run some 60, 70 clubs that run with them, which is purely, I mean, it's philanthropic because those clubs are not making any money, right? And anybody who's played any decent level of cricket in Tamil Nadu is employed by India Cements in something or the other.
Damn.
Yeah, so they are like big benefactors of Tamil Nadu.
In your face, Ambuja.
Okay, that's one brand which is not approaching you.
I don't think he cares. He's only doing startups and crypto millionaires. That's all. Bricks and mortar and all he's not interested in. Tanmay, no bricks and mortar. Cement and Mitti and Cook and all.
मेरा simple है देखो.
IPL team, Karthik Goel's asking.
My favorite IPL team. I love. I mean, Mumbai Indians was my favorite for a long time because I used to love the vibe between. देखो हर साल IPL के around मेरे को रोहित शर्मा के 2-3 TikTok दिखने होते हैं. So that's my main reason why I am a big fan. And then of course RCB I think has built a great brand. And it's always like Isal Cup Namde, like that. It's just the meme potential on that is very good. See, I'm all about the content, all right. मेरे को जहाँ पे अच्छा content दिखता है मैं वहाँ पे जाके support करता हूँ. So I think I'm fully tapped out between Mumbai Indians and RCB. Well, the new teams this time, right? I'm excited about the team that Hardik is going to play for. I think उससे भी बढ़िया content निकल सकता है.
Titans.
Gujarat Titans.
Gujarat Titans. So I think generally Gujarat, Hardik, they seem very content friendly.
That's true. अच्छा वहाँ पे हार्दिक है, राशिद खान भी है उधर.
राशिद खान भी है, देखो बढ़िया.
रुको एक और तीसरा नाम भी आ रहा है. हमारा भाई हेड कोच आशीष नेहरा.
आशीष नेहरा. Oh, epic, bro. I think this is in contention for taking the second or the first spot now for favorite team. Titans
exactly because
contention.
Ashu decided to make Hardik captain, and I think for me, what Ajay Jadeja said as his reaction to that is amazing. He's saying, "Sir, ये ना बिल्कुल पागल फॉर्मेट है. पागल फॉर्मेट में पागल लोग ही चाहिए कैप्टन का." I thought
Yeah.
he's a crazy thinker. He says, and now you have two crazy thinkers with Ashu and Hardik. He says,
Yeah.
this is what works with T20 cricket. I was like, yeah, so damn interesting thought.
But this is a really interesting question. If you ever plan another AIB roast, which two cricketers would you take on stage?
Ooh, not Mr. Tendulkar, as we have seen demonstrated in the past. That doesn't work out well for anybody. Which two
Probably
cricketers?
not Rahul and Hardik either.
No, but Rahul he's actually really fun, man. I think Dravid he can take it. To be
No,
honest.
not
But
Rahul. I meant KL Rahul. KL Rahul and Hardik is also a no-go.
KL Rahul and Hardik will probably say no, even though Hardik is very fun. I think, see, when you want to roast someone, you want there to be like a lot of things to roast them about, right? So, man, that's a tough one. But yeah, I think someone who's not playing anymore would have lesser at stake, and that would be fun. So one of the retired guys, I think Dada would be very fun to roast. There's just a lot of stuff there. And Dada has had once I was doing one panel type thing, okay, for one of these fintech conferences. And Dada was there to give like a speech, okay, and there were all these fintech founders in the audience, and someone probably came and told him, saying, "Oh, Paytm has just become the sponsor of the Indian cricket team." Okay, jersey pe logo aata raha. And Dada scribbled something down saying, "I should give them a shout out, like something like that." And Dada during his whole speech kept referring to Paytm as Paytime. Okay, he kept saying, "Thank you, Paytime, for this thing." पहली बार बोला, दूसरी 4-5 बार बोलने के बाद विजय शेखर शर्मा के आजू बाजू वाले जनता विजय को ऐसे मार रहे, से अरे बता तो दिया होता कि पेटीएम है, पेटाइम भी है. And later on when we told Dada, he had a good laugh about it. So I think Dada would be very fun to this thing.
I think Yuzi would be really fun to have as well.
Yuzi तो खुद roast करता है.
हाँ. Yuzi would be very fun. Yuzi would be a great panelist on the roast. Yeah, that's true.
So
Shikhar.
this name difference that you're saying, no, this happened once when I was with Channel V. We did a tie-up with the Italian Consul General. So Italian ambassador to India came and there was a press conference and we were doing this tie-up and they were going to take us there to shoot and Italy घुमा के सब बड़े excited हम सब पहुंचे. Only that ambassador साहब को किसी ने बताया नहीं because we were very happy to collaborate with Channel 5 because उसके लिए तो रोमन ने रील्स की बेचारे को.
और देश जनता कंफ्यूज है, लेकिन 5 बोल रहा है लेकिन 2 नंबर पकड़ रहा है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा ये क्या है इसका मतलब. That's funny.
So the name of Gujarat Titans, I thought there could have been. We came up with a few names for Lucknow last time, right? The Lucknow
Nawabs.
I said Lucknow Lajawabs. I thought it was a super.
What did your brother come up with? Your brother had come up with like the best one, GK. You remember?
Yeah.
Lucknow Galottis. Galottis doesn't sound.
No, Galottis
doesn't sound a very confidence-inducing name, right?
I thought that Gujarat could have been the Gujarat Dholitalos.
Dholitalos.
The name your brother had come up with was Tunde ke Munde. That was the best.
Great.
That was the best.
Yeah, that was the best name. Tunde ke Munde. That would be good. So it's the Lucknow Nawabs. Is it the Lucknow Nawabs now?
No. Okay, I'll have you guess. Because the Lucknow team is owned by Sanjeev Goenka, who earlier owned the Pune team, the rising Pune super giant.
Is it Lucknow Giants?
Very close. The Lucknow super giants.
Oh my God. They didn't even change nothing.
Nothing.
They just dragged it and drop it into a new folder. That's it.
Drag and drop. That's right.
Search and replace.
Yeah. They've called it that and it's Gujarat. Which is the best? Actually, this is a good question. And people can reply in the chat also because there are a few teams that have come and gone. No, Lions and Tuskers and Purani Pune and all of that. Deccan Chargers. Which has been your favorite team name?
Ooh.
I think about 20 हो चुके हैं. क्योंकि
I
दिल्ली
think
ने तो
Rajasthan Royals is a good name. Like I feel it just ties in very well with the state.
Hmm.
There's something minimalistic about it.
Punjab has had two names also.
Yeah, correct.
Kings 11
Kings
and
11
Super
and
Kings.
Now they are called
Now
Punjab.
Punjab Kings.
We
oh
are
man,
getting.
I know the Mumbai Indians is the absolute worst name that has existed. Right? We're all on page with that. The Mumbai Indians makes no
I'm
sense.
seeing
I
a lot
can't.
of KKRs in chat.
It's
A lot
up
of
there with
KKRs.
Kochi Tuskers.
I
Kochi
actually quite like Kochi.
I didn't think Kochi
Tuskers.
Tuskers was that bad. I think that
Yeah.
jersey was bad, but I didn't think the name was bad.
The thing is, everyone else, you can justify why it's that name. Mumbai Indians, there is absolutely no logical justification. And it went through 4 levels of bureaucracy. No one corrected them.
I think Delhi Daredevils was a great name. I think
I liked
Capitals.
it. I was about to say
Yeah.
Delhi Daredevils was really a nice name, except that, as they themselves found out, they had the devil inside. So,
I
They
remember.
were Shreyas's mum also said this, no, once.
she
Thank
said
God
that,
they
yeah.
changed the name. The name devil is there. It shouldn't be there in it. It's bad karma or
She
something.
said, now that the devil is out, you'll do better.
But they did.
But history.
They did.
did.
Immediately after they
Third?
changed the name, they've had
Yeah.
third and second, or what is it? Third, second, and third.
Third, second, and third.
Oh.
Hey, but I got to tell you a Kochi Tusker ka story. When Kochi Tusker joined, there was a congregation or consortium. That's the word. There was a consortium of like jewelers and business people from Kerala who came to pool together. It's like a potluck and did. I kid you not, through that year's tournament, because they played for 1 year. Through that year's tournament, I have met at least 40 people in stadium, hotel, and flight who would say, Kochi owner. Hello, Kochi owner. Myself, Kochi owner. Guys sitting next to the flight. You're going for the match? I said, yeah, you're also going for the match? Yes, Kochi owner. You meet a guy in the ground. They were, how many owners do you guys have? They had some 35, 40 owners. The Kochi Tuskers.
Really? And it was
Yeah,
like a
they-
bunch of people came together to form a syndicate and buy the team.
Shashi Tharoor did that. No, Shashi Tharoor that time was that Kerala ka MP, right? Elected MP. So he got together to promote Kerala. So he got that almost whatever their
Consortium,
confederation piece. And they did that. And that was the fight that Lalit Modi and Shashi Tharoor had. And after that, left. But kya bana ke gaya yaar wo. Amazing. But sorry, Kochi Tusker, by the way, is also the pet name that I had given to Samir Kocher. We used to call him Kochi for Kocher. And he is like built like elephant tusker type है ना कि हाथी चले बाजारों में कुत्ते भौंके हजारों में, right? तो वो थोड़ा ऐसे थोड़ा चलता है ना, तो so I used to call him Kochi Tusker on air.
I really hope that the Ahmedabad Gujarat Titans do well this time. I don't know. I just feel like I want something good to happen to Hardik. I don't know.
What
I
do you
feel
think
like
about the Ahmedabad retentions? How do you guys feel about that, Nirav? Were you impressed?
Well, Rashid is a good retention by any team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hardik is a high risk proposition. I mean, when he's fully fit, then he's a one man army, right?
Correct.
So captaincy, I don't know. Let's see. Let
I think
him win a few tosses, and that will decide whether he's a good captain or not. By the looks of things, that's how things are going nowadays.
I think अगर हार्दिक जीतेगा तो टी-शर्ट उतरेगा. Like in my head, that's the ending for the season. That's why I'm excited.
I thought the Shubman Gill retention was an interesting one. I didn't see that coming, especially like given his strike rate and everything, or just looking ahead, right?
I hope they let him play with, like he is told to play with freedom. Then it's worth it. But also you have to understand is that who are the Indian youngsters who are there in the auction? Nobody would agree to be the third retention, yeah. The way things are going. Because the kind of money, like they're saying, Ishan Kishan will end up getting 15-16 crores. So, wo thodi na aayega number 3 pe. Rituraj Gaikwad, Devdutt Padikkal has been, Rituraj Gaikwad has been retained, right, by Chennai?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's been retained. Devdutt Padikkal?
No.
So all these players who have been in and around, because India may also now, because of COVID and 2 teams playing at the same time, Nirav, what's the stat? We've given some 40-50 players have played for India.
48 players played for India in 2021 in one of the formats. And I think there were another 6 or 7 new ones in 2022 already.
Yeah.
Who were not in that 48. I think ऐसा कुछ number था. यार कम
I
से कम
think
3-4 तो थे.
अजय जडेजा says the best thing, no, कहने कि आजकल इंडियन टीम में, इंडियन क्रिकेट में सिलेक्शन नहीं हो रही, रिजेक्शन हो रही है. भैया वेंकी अय्यर चला गया, वरुण चक्रवर्ती चला गया, ये लोग चले गए.
वेंकी अय्यर ना T20 स्पेशलिस्ट बन गया ना वो.
राहुल चहर
सर 5 स्पिनर गए थे T20 वर्ल्ड कप में, जिसमें चहल नहीं था.
एक ईमेल गया है बीसीसीआई टू आईसीसी saying so time to invent new format guys, we have too many players, can you figure this out. यार अब तो अंडर 19 टीम जो जीती उनमें से कोई है जो आईपीएल में अभी
आएगा स्टेट. यार तन्मय ये ना क्या होता है ना, एक रीसेंसी बायस बहुत होता है आईपीएल ऑक्शन में. मतलब क्या टिपिकली एक हमने देखा है कि जैन फेब में जो होता है ना, वो यूजुअली फरवरी में ऑक्शन होते हैं या जनवरी में होते हैं. तो पिछली जो मेगा ऑक्शन हुआ था उसके साथ ये सब आए थे, पृथ्वी शॉ, शुभमन गिल, और कौन था उस बैच में, शुभी, देयर वर लॉट ऑफ देम, राइट. देयर वाज शिव, मावी, नागरकोटी, ये सब मतलब रियान पराग, अर्शदीप, ये सब उसी बैच से निकले थे. मतलब तो दैट टीम व्हिच वन, आई थिंक अ गुड 8-9 प्लेयर्स वेंट इनटू सम टीम और द अदर. और क्या होता है, बीबीएल का फर्क पड़ता है. यूजुअली बीबीएल इज हैपनिंग इन द वीक लीडिंग, द फाइनल इज हैपनिंग इन द वीक लीडिंग टू द ऑक्शन यूजुअली. तो वो बीबीएल में जो अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं ना, तो वो वहां से आ जाते हैं. तो इफ यू रिमेंबर, दे गेट बिग मनीज. राइली मेरेडिथ, जाई रिचर्डसन, क्रिस लिन इन द पास्ट, मैक्सवेल द फर्स्ट टाइम, स्टॉइनिस ऑलवेज, द गाइज हु डिड Ishan Purell was actually, sorry, in the comments I saw, so Ishan Purell was picked up the next year, not in the 2020 auction. If I'm in the next.
2020.
But there's one more name I'm forgetting. Abhishek Sharma is the name I'm forgetting, who was picked up in the 2018. So बहुत सारे, तो I think
one thing to that. हम थोड़ा बात करते हैं recency bias के बारे में, but there are some very solid scouts, international and domestic, that are there with the teams who are tracking these players all year round. वो हम जो इंडिया तो हमको सिर्फ ये नाम, जैसे कल फॉर एग्जांपल हमने कल क्रिकबस में भी बड़े जोक मारे थे. ओडेन स्मिथ आया, ठीक है, खेलने के लिए पोलार्ड की जगह. ओडेन स्मिथ ने एक पहला छक्का मारा, दूसरा छक्का बॉलर के सर के ऊपर से 100 मीटर का मारा, ठीक है. तो हमने भी बड़ा जोक किया कि पहले छक्के पे 1 करोड़ बढ़ा, सेकंड छक्का लंबा था, उस पे 2 करोड़ बढ़े. फिर उसके बाद रोहित और विराट का रिएक्शन शॉट आया स्लो मोशन में, वो तो 2 करोड़ और बढ़ गए. फिर ऋषभ स्मिथ को 1 करोड़ और बढ़ गया. So we joke about it because we've just watched it yesterday. But I am sure that people who are watching, their scouts who are watching Caribbean Premier League और वो ये सब छोटी-छोटी सब चीजें देख रहे हैं, उन्होंने ऑलरेडी क्लॉक कर लिया इन लोगों को. पर हम सिर्फ नोटिस करते हैं क्योंकि हमने अभी देखा है. बट यू आर राइट, थोड़ा सा रीसेंसी बायस है.
तो ये देखो, ये जो जूनियर एबी है, साउथ अफ्रीका का अंडर 19 कैप्टन डुअल ब्रेविस, उसको भी पिकअप चांस, उसका भी आएगा चांस. आई फील गाइज लाइक हु हैव डन वेल अगेंस्ट इंडिया इन द रीसेंट पास्ट, लाइक इफ यू रिमेंबर टाइमल मिल्स, व्हेन ही केम he went for a lot of money. Why? Because he bowled two, I think only one over against Dhoni, Dhoni couldn't score, right? तो उसका, and it happened just in the 10 days before the auction. तो ये सब चीजों को बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. And there's a pattern in the past.
Yeah.
You know, Darcy shot, like remember he had a great season, he went for 4.5 crores. Otherwise उसको नहीं, मतलब nobody would have, because you don't need the kind of openers available in IPL, you don't need another Darcy shot. You know, teams pick them up. I think a guy like Marco Jensen, for example, will go for a good decent money because we've seen him do well against India recently, and he's bowler batsman, you know, लंबा है, 20 साल का है, लंबा खेलेगा. तो ऐसे लोगों को फर्क पड़ता है. I think it makes a difference.
एंड में पीछे से लात पड़नी है और आपको खरीदना पड़ेगा, तो क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है.
लात पड़ेगी तो पैडल उठाना पड़ेगा.
पीछे से लात, correct.
Marco Jansen is not going to go to Mumbai for sure, though. Can you imagine him and Bumrah again together?
अरे वो सब भूल जाते हैं यार. मतलब when Andrew Simons and Harbhajan Singh could play in the same team, right? Everything is after that question. मतलब that set the precedent for how IPL is, you know. And I've been listening to Shane Watson's, you know, it's an old podcast, but I've been listening to him. He keeps mentioning this. He's saying, you know, there are players I didn't want to know if they were a good guy when I played against them, because you know, then you lose your hostility, you lose your, you know, but when you play with them in the IPL, you know, what a great guy, what a sweet guy, you know, he's my best buddy. But when I'm playing international cricket, I'm not so, you know, I'm not sledging him at all. It's not okay. So I feel that's
sorry, मेरे को एक सवाल लेना है मयंक सिंह का, जिसने पूछा है कि who is my favorite all-time best commentators. Mayank Singh ने पूछा है. Interesting. Actually, I'll open this question to all of you. First to Tanmay.
फेवरेट तो नहीं कह सकते, लेकिन पसंद जरूर है. Who was no, but all-time favorite would be Jeff Boycott for sure. But I think there is an element of nostalgia that's involved. देखो, सुबह 5 बजे उठ के अगर आप किसी की आवाज सुनते हो, तो वो फेवरेट बनना पड़ता है उनको. So I think Jeff Boycott. I mean, Harsha is really up there for me, irrespective of any format. Harsha is really fun to listen to. Amongst the newer guys, man, I can't think of any. I'll let you guys go first.
So somebody has replied. Raj Mishra has said Sidhu.
Of course. Great.
You've done a PhD in
आजादी के पाबंद रहे, जिसको चाहे चीरे फाड़े, खाए पिए, आनंद करे, ठोको ताली.
Yeah. Sidhu was very entertaining to this thing.
You've done a PhD in Sidhuisms.
I have heard so many of them. I have had so many of them. While sitting for dinner, he'd be amazing, man. Like there was a time when he got obsessed with Devo Ka Dev Har Har Mahadev on Star Plus, right? Obsessed with that shit. Mohit Raina was playing Shivji, I think, in that. Nice, good-looking man he is. So, and if we ask all our elders in our family, they must have watched the show. So he used to watch it. So there'd be a time when Ajay Jadeja and me would go into his room. मैच चल रहा है, वो मैच टीवी पे ऑन है, वो आईपैड ऐसे नीचे देख के ना देख रहे ऐसे. मैंने कहा क्या देख रहे हो, मैच क्यों नहीं देख रहे? छोड़ा है, ये शो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. मैच अब तुम दोनों देख रहे हो ना, बता देना मेरे को क्या हुआ था.
Among the newer guys, Nirav?
The couple of names which are coming up, obviously Dinesh Karthik for sure. He was quite a revelation in the England series last year. Who else has come up new?
Why was there so much love for Dinesh Karthik?
I like Shane Watson actually. I like Shane Watson. I like
Dinesh Karthik na cute hai बहुत. He's a sweet fellow. He's a very good-hearted fellow, and that comes across. The sincerity comes across. Commentary, live commentary ऐसी चीज है कि आप ना उसमें छुपा नहीं सकते अपने true colors. वो ना कहीं से वो प्याले से छलक ही जाते हैं थोड़े से.
Correct.
क्योंकि मुझे बाहर आ जाती है.
और passion.
And DK
yeah. love for the game.
The England, when he was doing Sky Sports, the English public loved him, and he used to dress very well, like with his shirts. So that became a thing. People would like DK shirt appreciation clubs posters and that type of thing. So it was
the Sky contract was DK got it, right? DK got the Indian guy who was there. The last tour that happened in 2018, Bhaji had gone. Harbhajan.
Opposite of DK basically.
So yeah, correct. So he had gone and he's doing commentary with David Lloyd, Nasir Hussain, Michael Atherton, and Nehra and me were doing the Hindi for Sony on this side. He was doing the Sky Cup World feed. So we finished the match and he comes towards us. मैंने कहा बज्जू कैसा रहा अंग्रेजी वाला पहला दिन? कहता भाई सारी अंग्रेजी खत्म हो गई यार. He's a super cute guy, man. सारी खत्म हो गई. So yeah, so DK, and they really liked him because he reads the game well. He was dressed sharp. My favorite commentator there is definitely David Lloyd, who's retired now.
David Lloyd, yeah.
Bumble supremacy.
Bumble.
2007, first World Cup, the one that India won in South Africa. Bumble is doing commentary. New format. Everybody's confused. It's really fast. It's new. Nobody cared about the format. Like Sachin and Rahul and all sort of didn't even go to play it, right? They were like, who cares? Nobody knew what it would be. So Bumble is doing commentary. And one of these balls goes, which looks like it's going to bounce. And then somebody tries to catch it. And then they stop it. And then they don't. And it's gone for a 6. And all confusion has happened, right? So Bumble on commentary is like, oh, that's it. It's a 4. No, he scored it. He stopped it. No, it's a 6. Somebody get me a drink.
He's so cute. Love him.
Even Pommy Magwango. I always love Pommy.
For me, is also very good.
Yeah.
For me, it's
Very
good.
good.
I
Yeah,
love the
for me, it's still the Bill Lawry and Richie Beno of Nine. Australia में जब एक तो उनका coverage भी अच्छा होता था, and these guys just had such a, I don't know.
थोड़ा nostalgia.
was-
This is opposite of recency bias.
Correct. वो fan मतलब वही जब सबसे पहले यही था ना, मतलब it was such a
Correct.
level above what we had heard that or seen.
आजकल के बच्चे
It
भी
was just
बोलेंगे
like-
आकाश चोपड़ा टाइप सेम रिची बेनो what
Correct.
Richie Beno is to us Akash Chopra is to the kids today, right?
आजकल के बच्चे
I like
वो-
Akash Chopra actually. I like Akash Chopra a lot.
Entertaining, dude.
गौरव कपूर करता था.
He knows
बहुत-
his stuff. He knows his stuff.
Yeah. बोलिए,
Which
Tanmay
current
Bhat,
cricketer do you think will be a good commentator? Because I'm
Sorry?
seeing shouts like Ashwin will
Yuzi
be a good
Chahal.
commentator. Who will be a good
Chahal would be
commentator?
fun. Rishabh Pant, I think Rishabh Pant would be epic. I mean, he kind of
He's already a
if you think
commentator,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah, exactly. He's already there. Rishabh would be great. I think that there is an old guard of commentary that was just an element of formality. It's almost like being a commentator is like being a diplomat, right? You got to be slightly tight-lipped about things. I want the opposite of that. I want like one tight-lipped guy along with one complete renegade. That's why I want Yuzi Chahal, Rishabh Pant to come in.
पर यार वो भी नहीं, you know what happens is कि वो भी उस time पे they won't be, renegade maverick, because I don't blame them. Yeah, the people they're playing with, or the people they're talking about, are people they played with.
Correct.
They know the context, they know the backstory. बता नहीं सकते. India's this politically correct diplomatic place. Means
Sure.
right now that phone, the what's
Employed
his
by
name?
BCCI. Also, that
Right.
also comes in, no?
Ashneer Grover, right?
Ashnil Grover. Correct. I understand. I'm saying you push it to the degree that you can. For example, if you're an Indian commentator and India is playing against England, and if India is winning, I want you to be very obviously biased, right? I want both. And if we are losing, I want there to be दो तीन बार मुंह से अरे लग गए बोल देना चाहिए उनको. थोड़ा एक दिख जाना चाहिए. That's all.
Like Ravi. You remember Ravi? When he was doing गोटी मुंह में आ गया.
गोटी मुंह में आ गए. What a moment. What a moment. And
That's
we
class.
remember, can you imagine? We remember every moment of being human on air, right? Like you remember every one of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think yesterday I was caught on air taking a video of being on air. I didn't realize it had cut. I didn't realize it was cut on a full screen of Ajay Jadeja. He was speaking, and मैंने ऐसे सोचा बाद में Instagram कर लेने कैसे ले लेता हूँ, ठीक है? And I was doing this like that, and it cut to me here. And I was like, oh shit.
Shashank in the chat saying no one biased better than Ramesh Raja.
Yeah, it's really nice. I really like that. Ravi Raja is कुछ एक मिल जाता ना यार कि इसका मजाक उड़ा सकते हैं. कुछ तो मिल गया कंटेंट ना. इससे दोस्तों के साथ बैठेगा तो ऐसे लगता है. I really like that.
Let's come back to the auction, guys, real quick. Your predictions of who's going to be the highest. Okay. I've got a better question. The highest, forget the player, difficult to guess. The highest price that the hammer will fall at.
Isn't there a cap?
Top नहीं है कुछ.
अब नहीं है. Top नहीं है. ये पहले होता था. I think there was which is why I think that tie break was required.
And
You know
I'm
what
assuming
happened
it.
with the tiebreaker? Dude, Tanmay, do you know what happened with that tiebreaker?
No. What?
Kyren Pollard in the 2010 के चौथे सीजन के बिग ऑक्शन, Kyren Pollard के लिए 3 टीमें पागल हो गई थी. They went to the maximum, which was how much? 2 million.
750 at that time.
कुछ था ऐसा,
2010.
जो भी 5-6 करोड़ जो भी था. All 3 teams till then were all bidding. So they all reached. Then they said, अच्छा अब क्या करें? तो करोड़ हो गई अब. सोचा ही नहीं था ऐसे. So just then, the governing council decided that we will do a tie break. So everyone had to write a silent bid and give that in. Now that was
सरकारी
the
टेंडर.
सरकारी टेंडर
जैसे होते.
Sarkari tender. That was the first time that Akash Ambani had come for a business thing. Right?
Good first day.
That was his like the first the first business thing that he was doing, because he was just coming into the business then, like 10 years back. So they gave some amazing, like really high bid, because it's like, dude, this is like bad luck. He can't come for his first thing and not get it.
And
right?
not get it. Yeah.
And that's how kind of Pollard came. It was like, and that's why, and I have a feeling Pollard is treated like a good luck charm, right? In Mumbai. You feel there is this thing that he's like that good luck charm.
That is how Mumbai Indians got 1% in Geo. That is how it happened.
The reported bid was apparently 2.75 million. And of course, all this secret bid goes to the poor cash-strapped BCCI.
Yeah,
you know.
man.
It just goes straight to them.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
insane.
so I am saying it will be 18.5 crores.
Okay. 18.5 crores. Okay.
Huh.
What's at stake here? Whoever gets it closest, what do they get?
You get that amount.
Right.
I'll be right.
18. I think we might see a 20 this year.
20. All right. Excellent. Paddle नहीं उठाया?
I think 18 too. I think
by the
18.
way, comments में ना सारे श्रेयस अय्यर ही होगा maximum. अदनान कह रहा है 170 crores. Adnan, control.
Mayank saying 24 crore.
कुछ भी.
Shreyas Iyer, you think Shreyas Iyer will get that?
Yeah, and I also have a prediction. Shreyas
I'm
Iyer
backing
will
Ishan Kishan to get a good amount of money.
Yeah.
be second.
Yeah. So a few of those dangerous valuations are not there. Na? Ben Stokes है नहीं, Chris Gayle है नहीं, ऐसे लोग हैं नहीं इस बार ऑक्शन में.
मेरी conspiracy theory है श्रेयस अय्यर जाएगा बैंगलोर के पास क्योंकि अब उनके पास कप्तान नहीं है. विराट कोहली has stepped down as captain. They need somebody who's not an alpha male kind of personality. And
David
Shreyas
Warner?
a chill guy who I think would work very well with Virat. So I feel that Bangalore will break the bank to get him as captain. That is my.
What about David Warner? Wouldn't RCB go for David Warner?
Yeah, I'm international captain limits you a bit, right? They've already retained a Glenn Maxwell, तो limit हो जाते हैं थोड़े. आपको खिलाना पड़ता है. So Indian captain
You need a
always.
captain who can say Dekh Bhai. You need a captain of that. Yeah, Dekh Bhai. You need a Dekh Bhai captain. Dekh Bhai chicken chhod de. Not that kind, but just general advice also.
एक भाई तेरे को 15 करोड़ मिले तो टोफू खा ले.
I would you think Virat told Rishabh Pant that at some point, Dekh Bhai chicken chhod de, and Rishabh Pant with 4 chicken legs in his mouth.
By the way, we have a lot of Tanmay's fans who are saying that now he has his next
live.
हाँ ये क्या चल रहा है भाई? क्या मतलब रोज कितने?
क्या बोला?
Samay is waiting. Tanmay, you have a stream at 9. Don't be late.
It's at 9:30. It's at 9:30.
पर ये क्या दिन के कितने होते हैं? क्या हो रहा है ये?
क्या दिन के क्या?
दिन के
कितने लाइव करते हो तुम?
दुकान चलती रहती है पूरा दिन 24 आवर्स?
सर हफ्ते में 4 वीडियो निकलते हैं बिटवीन द 2 चैनल्स और 2-3 बार हफ्ते में लाइव जाता हूं मैं. बाकी टाइम मैं वेला बैठा हूं तो प्लीज इफ यू Oaktree Sports ever needs me, I'm more than happy. आज बहुत कुछ सीखा है मैंने. आज काफी नए क्रिकेटिंग ट्रोप्स निकले मेरे अंदर से. Jokes that will be useful in the future. It's been a very productive day.
अरे we are so happy.
देखो विराट चिकन छोड़ना is a great joke. I think I will run it for the next 2 weeks.
विराट ने बोला चिकन छोड़ दे.
Super chat from Rahul Khanna. Big bid for Avesh Khan and Prasidh Krishna after yesterday's performance.
Okay, Rahul Khanna, first of all,
Prasidh Krishna.
By the way, Rahul Khanna, first up, big fan of your dad. Huge fan. True.
Just how can I, as a guest,
Especially Kurbani.
Can I mute Gaurav as a guest? I can't.
Yeah, he's a super chat. Don't do this to him.
Yesterday, by the way, one of my friends said that she said her dream list of 4 dreamy men who've ever been on screen is, and I think as men, we can, actually Shubhi won't even know because he's a fetus compared to our ages. But she said her list was Shashi Kapoor, which I agreed with. Danny, also quite dapper and very well spoken. And he's a beer manufacturer, so gotta love the guy. Then she said Vinod Khanna, who also was gorgeous in his heyday. Burning Train.
Sons plays really good cricket also.
Yeah. Who's son?
Rahul Khanna, Vinod Khanna's son.
He plays very good cricket.
You just said Rahul Khanna, I'm a big fan of your dad. Wasn't that the joke?
No, Rahul Khanna sent a question in the super chat.
Oh my God. I thought Rahul Khanna was some cricketer that I don't know about.
No,
Let's come back. मेरे को लगा अंडर 19 में खेलता होगा, मैं मिस कर दिया कुछ तो डिटेल.
इन्होंने सवाल नहीं लगाया ना स्क्रीन पे इसलिए.
चलो pull it up backstage.
Yeah.
नहीं ये वाला, अच्छा ये new. Let's
So
answer
there
the
is
first one first.
There is no right to
Avesh
match
Khan
card.
and Prasidh.
Yeah, Avesh Khan and Prasidh. Prasidh is a super.
There is always a value for there's always a value for Indian fast bowlers.
प्रॉपर फास्ट बॉलर है. कल हिला दिया इसने लोगों को, हिलाया नचाया इसने बैटर्स को. तो प्रसिद्ध जरूर आएगा. आवेश खान इज आल्सो
Avesh, of course.
इंडियन
Avesh Khan
पेस
तो ना.
Rahul
से ही
Khan sent
bowler
one more super chat saying, please refund my 100 rupees after that joke.
ये राहुल साहब पापा से मांग ले.
मैं 200 देता हूँ. ये डबल करके देंगे. Hey, what if?
Yeah, so you didn't mention who's the fourth dream
This
man.
is my startup idea. I have it now. Right? Come to a super chat. Give us 100 rupees. We will answer the question and give you back 200.
It's an awful idea. ये मेरी expertise है, फिर भी मैं out हूँ.
So make good baat. You've also, I don't know how many companies you've invested in so far. I've invested in about 18 now. You've invested in about similar 15, 16?
Double that.
Double that, 30. 30 company में invest कर चुका है.
30 plus.
These casual flexes just come.
And I only flex in the hope that some startup founder is watching and will send me his deck.
But his ticket sizes are smaller than mine, so it's
Way smaller.
One more super chat. Even if RCB buys Iyer for at least 18 crore, 51 crores for 5 players, same old RCB problem. RCB, by the way, has spent the most money by any team in an IPL auction. So, and they have not won a trophy. So their record isn't the best.
Because they have alcohol for post-regret consumption, unlike the other team. So they can save some money there. That's why.
उनके बेचारे fans. I tell you, I'm sure it's not easy being an RCB fan. I'm really sorry. I'm not laughing. I'm coughing.
You're talking to one
RCB's
here.
best chance was the last 2 years, I think, no? When they weren't playing in Bangalore.
Yeah. So my another
एक चीज बताओ मुझे,
which I really like is the best turnaround has been Rajasthan Royals, who in the last 3 years I think have paid the highest money for a player in the auction. They've had the record in the last 3. Na Shubhi, what is it? Shubhi, zara padh ke batao. Kya hai?
Yeah, just pulling
Last
it
year
up.
Ben
was
Stokes.
Morris.
Ben Stokes, Unadkat, Morris.
The year they came back from
Yeah.
where they started, remember, I mean, but they had a gold mine in that first year.
That's the turnaround. 1 second. So that's the turnaround that in the first year, they got fined by BCCI for not spending the bare minimum out of their purse.
In the
So
first year.
They spent so little that they were fined. कि आपने minimum नहीं खर्चा किया.
There was a 5 million total cap, and then there was a 3.3 minimum cap. मतलब उतना खर्चना ही नहीं.
Players paid them to play. Like, that's all.
Yeah, but okay, so here's the thing, Gaurav. You have to remember, they picked up Shane Watson for, I think, the equivalent of 40, 50 lakhs.
Yeah.
$125,000 or whatever it was. 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs. Who became MVP that year?
Correct.
They picked up Sohail Tanvir, who was purple cap holder, for even less than that. And they picked up Shane Warne, their captain, because he was the very first bid. You remember, वो होता है ना कि पहले जो आता है सब conservatively शुरू करते हैं. So Shane Warne went for a pretty much an opening bid for 300,000-400,000. So 1.5-2 crore में they had got their captain, MVP, purple cap.
Yeah.
Purple
So
cap holder.
I have a trivia question here. So BCCI also gave Rajasthan 2 players. Like you take these 2 players for free, like with the fine and everything. Can you guys name these 2 players? Not at all T20 players. I'll give you that clue. They aren't T20 players at all.
Indians.
Nope.
Rahul Khanna? No.
But they are cricketers, right?
Yeah. Like,
Not
this
only
is
cricketers.
legit fact.
कि हमारे
Ashwell Prince and Mohammad Yusuf.
Ooh.
Wow.
interesting.
Those are the 2 players they gave them. Can you imagine?
Both
listen.
names which we recognize.
There's a question. There's a great question for Tanmay from Suryakant Patnaik. He's saying, Tanmay, why is the AIB YouTube channel closed? Bhai, Surya.
Surya is like, Surya अभी आके इंडिया 2011 का वर्ल्ड कप जीता कि नहीं पूछ के आ रहा है अभी सूर्या.
Yeah, Surya must, huh?
Internet Explorer. Surya's
For
voice
that,
is-
we will refer to our.
Like a lot of
Actually,
Srishant
I
people think it was
can just tell
Srishant.
you, Surya, when you joined this stream, did your internet dial up like this?
Yeah, Asam, don't tease him. Just send him to our website, no? www.google.com.
केवल ही ला दिया मैंने हंस के।
Hmm.
ठीक है, wrap up करें। 9:10 हो गए।
Karo.
इतनी attention span
Any
तो मेरी-
more the super chat questions which you need to address or shout out?
We got
Aman
Lucky
Sharma saying,
Suga
"Take
that
my
sent
name."
100 rupees. Yeah, Aman Sharma
Tanmay-
saying, take my name and ask Tanmay to shout out.
Wait, Aman.
Yeah, Aman.
Aman.
Shout out to you, Aman.
एक लकी आहूजा का समझ नहीं आया क्वेश्चन क्या है?
Aman.
No, he just
Super
sent
chat
us
तो
a
है.
super chat. Bas.
Oh nice.
अच्छा जनता
Sweet.
prop night spam करे.
Thank you,
Guys,
Lucky.
शुरू करेंगे. Don't worry.
What is prop night? हमें भी बताओ।
I'm supposed to go. It's a new game. It's the rage right now. And 9:30 बजे हम स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं, तो जनता अभी से उत्सुक होके बैठी है बस. तो जनता बस
तो
spam
मैं देखूंगा उसको।
देखना बढ़िया गेम तो बढ़िया है.
तो मैं भी खेलूंगा आके।
Almost as fun as cricket. But it's got nothing on her. What is that? हर घर में
Yep.
माँ देव.
ऐसा मत बोलो यार. You make chess fun.
That's सब है. But yeah, chess is also fun.
अरे that boy, that young guy Aryan who we had made a India Plays video on, he was also on with you, right? Aryan Joshi.
Where?
On no, he was on with Samay, I think. Aryan
For-
Joshi. So
yeah.
somebody put that link in the chat, please, because that's a really good video. This boy, visually impaired boy, who plays chess,
Who plays chess? Yes, he's been with Tanmay.
and he's a swimmer. He's won swimming medals for state, and he's
National level. Gold medals.
national. So we had done this. I'll actually, Tanmay, I'll send you the short. We made a short profile video of him, 3-4 minutes. I'll send that to you. You should have a look. चलिए तो
Last
चलते हैं.
chat from Rajit saying, shout out from MS Dhoni. Nice.
Sorry, वो ad shoot कर रहा है अभी फिलहाल. IPL के बाद ही मिलेगा अभी MS.
ठीक है. Shout out from
जनता
Any story of fake IPL player? Gaurav, do you remember the fake IPL player?
Oh yes.
Dude, I was in South Africa at the time when this was happening. We had no effing clue who this person was. And there was enough people who thought that it was me. And that was my first IPL. I said, तुम लोग पागल हुए हो, मैं क्यों करूंगा यार ये?
No, that blog had good writing, so it probably wasn't you. Bad answer, but-
Just
But it was it. I remember fake IPL player. And guys, if you're watching and if you don't remember, you should definitely Google it. There was a guy, for context, there was a guy who used to write blog posts about what's going to happen in the match tomorrow. Right? It was almost like a precursor to Ye Hoga. And a lot of it ended up coming true, Gaurav. Remember? Like it became notorious for predicting.
या तो क्या होता है कि देखो 50% तो एनीवे चांस है आपका अगर आप
Correct.
बोल दो कि ये वाली
That's
टीम
true.
जीतने वाली है तो
हाँ.
probability इतनी higher to predict what is going to happen in cricket that when you get it right, it's almost like elections. Do you remember that now of late people have been tweeting about they're saying this will be the biggest party, this will be the biggest party. They're naming all the parties so they can pull up that tweet 3 months later when the results come. तो वो भी ऐसे करता था और वो behind the scenes चीजें बताता था. KL Rahu and Gautam Gambhir working together thoughts. Arsalan Rahu
KL Rao. KL Rao तो मछली है ना?
Rahu's a machli.
I was a machli.
Isn't that Rohu? Rohu's a machli. Rahu goes with Ketu and Shani and Mangal.
See, I've been getting a lot of these Srishant questions. What about S. Srishant? Hope Srishant gets picked. Is he in the auction? Like,
Yes,
He's
he is in the auction.
made himself available for the auctions.
No, he's in the shortlist of your 590. I think I saw his name there.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So somebody has basically, 1,400 players registered. These 590, basically at least 1 or 2 teams have shown intent, so they've written the name. I just think this is badmashi. Somebody has put his name there so that they can all not bid for him and reject him. ये conspiracy theory है. ये
So at
गलत
some
करेंगे.
point during the auctions, Srishant's photo will come and no paddles will be lifted, no kicks will be given to back of chair. You're saying.
Yeah.
He's 39, by the way. So,
And
Srishant-
so is Fidel Edwards, by the way. Fidel Edwards has not played cricket in 10 years.
And he's
put
in the
himself in the
shortlist?
auction. He's but my favorite piece of trivia, can I share?
Yes, please.
Amit Mishra, also going to turn 40 this year, currently 39, is the oldest Indian player in the auction. And the youngest player is a boy from Nagaland. I can't remember his name, Tensei or something like that. Both leg spinners. Right? And Amit Mishra made his debut for India the year before this guy was born. 1 full year before this guy was born. I found that
Wow.
well, IPL, man. It's just random trivia like this. Just pop makes my eye pop sometimes.
अरे तन्मय, आईपीएल के दौरान 1-2 मिडनाइट पे करेंगे लाइव. I know
Done.
that's your peak hour of operation.
Done.
Match के
Happy
बाद
to join. आप क्या करो वैसे आईपीएल के टाइम पे? कहाँ से आपका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इस बार किसके साथ है?
क्रिक बस पे लाइव एवरी डे.
क्रिक बस पे लाइव कर रहे हो ना? तो ये वही बॉम्बे वाले स्टूडियो से शूट होता है अभी भी?
नहीं, ये बॉम्बे वाले स्टूडियो से. You came there.
हाँ, I've come
No,
there.
you came to the
But
previous.
right now it's work from home.
अच्छा,
Famous.
अभी हाँ फेमस पे आया था मैं. अच्छा,
Yeah.
तो
इस
आप बताओ जब भी करना है, I'm happy to come.
इस साल I think studio
Work
से
from home
करेंगे.
नहीं है अभी. Are you doing studio? Gaurav, this year?
I think we'll try to do studio. हिंदी में तो कर ही लेंगे I think studio. English में it will be tough because the English guests are all going to be in bio bubbles and traveling. So I don't know. Still up in the air. Let's see.
अच्छा,
पर ये
एक
अपना-
मैं एक
We
कुछ
end our
streams के
streams
लिए मैं-
always with this question every time.
Stay tuned to YouTube Live with Oaktree Dugout. We'll announce something very soon, whether होगा कि नहीं होगा. That's my answer to Amit Roy. Thank you for the 100
नहीं
rupees.
होगा तो तुम अनाउंस नहीं करोगे, that will just be bad. तो होगा ही अनाउंस होगा. तो बेसिकली देखते रहो, सब्सक्राइब करो. एक जो भी स्ट्रीम शेड्यूल करते ना, उनको एक देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड स्लो मोड ऑन YouTube, जिससे ना एक बंदा एक ही मैसेज 10 बार स्पैम नहीं कर सकता. तो एक मैं जाते जाते एक हिंट दे रहा हूं. बाकी प्रोडक्शन वगैरह बढ़िया है शो का. भाई
चलो,
प्रोडक्शन भाई मजेदार.
आया हूँ तो कुछ दे के जाऊंगा. Amazing. Tanmay, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks,
guys,
Tanmay.
pleasure as always.
Thank you, Tanmay.
Bye
Balcony में
guys.
चाय पिएंगे.
हाँ,
आ जाओ घर, balcony में चाय पिएंगे.
चीज चाय पियेंगे, चीज खाएंगे भाई. मिलते हैं.
Done. Okay.
Bye Gaurav.
Thanks
Bye
so
guys.
much.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Thank you. Bye everybody. Wrap up. Thank you.
Okay.
मैं
Final
दूसरा
thoughts.
शो प्लग कर दूं लोगों के लिए. दूसरा भी प्लग कर देता हूँ ना कि क्लिकबस पे I'll be live in the auction all day. तो आ जाना. और फिर रात को यहाँ भी आ जाएंगे ऑक्शन के बाद.
कल रात को कि दोनों दिन के बाद? नहीं, कल नहीं, परसों है ना ऑक्शन.
दोनों दिन
आफ्टर द सेकंड.
दोनों दिन के बाद
तो मंडे को करते हैं, मंडे या ट्यूसडे को करते हैं. चलो
ठीक है, डन कर देंगे अनाउंस.
एक
प्लीज
auction
फॉलो अस
recap.
इंस्टाग्राम, फेसबुक ग्राम, टेलीग्राम,
and YouTube.
YouTube. Done.